I would like to welcome Jamie, our featured innovator for today.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jamie, and today I'm going to be talking about art, technology, and my innovation journey here at the Innovation Hub and at FSU. So, who even am I? I'm getting my Bachelor in Science in Information, Communication, and Technology, and I'm graduating this semester. I'm an innovation minor. I'm a digital media intern here at the Hub. Shout out all the Hub workers. Y'all are great. Woo! And I'm also a cookie decorator. Shameless plug, go follow Cookies by Jamie on Instagram and order cookies from me. They are very tasty and beautiful. So I can't really talk about my journey without talking about 2020, which was the year that I entered college, aka the COVID year, aka the worst year to enter college, aka just trying my best mode, as many of us were, aka just trying my best mode, but then I was vaccinated, which was a great change. And this year, I was really in limbo. I found it really difficult to find a community at school. I didn't really know what I was doing because I spent most of my time in my dorm room. That's a picture that my roommate Haley took. And I just sort of didn't really know my interests. I came into college as an international affairs major because I was a nerd in high school and really liked Model UN. But I knew that I had a lot of other interests that I wanted to explore. But again, I couldn't really explore them because of COVID. And there were a lot of things to explore. As my parents know, I have basically changed my dream job every couple weeks or months in my life. It's gone from everything from being a lawyer to a consultant, I still don't even know what that means, to an animator or to just making stuff. And these were all things that I wanted to explore in college because every week I knew exactly what to do, but in the wise words of Michael Scott, but in a much more real sense, I had no idea what to do. So I was in limbo, I didn't really have a community, I didn't know how to explore my interests. So at the end of freshman year, I just decided, I gotta get out of here. I have to transfer because maybe FSU isn't the place for me. I'm not feeling at home here, I just need to go explore other options. So I decided for junior and senior year, I would be transferring, but I still had sophomore year, and I wasn't just gonna let that go to waste as things started opening up more. On a random Friday, when I probably should have been hanging out with friends, I was watching a documentary, as nerds do, called The Social Dilemma, which is about the social impacts of technology and social media. And I became really interested in this idea of combining ethics, technology, and research, but I still didn't really know what to do about that, what to study, if I was gonna stay at FSU or if I was gonna transfer, where to do that. I was very intrigued by technology, but I was really afraid of it. I don't know if you guys remember, but in high school and middle school, you were either like an English person or a math person, and there wasn't really any overlap, and I was always a math person, or I was always an English person. No, definitely not a math person. And so I was kind of afraid of technology. I convinced myself that I couldn't do it. I couldn't code. I couldn't do anything having to do with science. I was just a humanities person. So instead of switching my major to technology after becoming interested in these things, I decided to switch it to psychology so that I could study the human effects of technology. I submitted my transfer applications, and then I just started to kind of enjoy sophomore year more before I was allegedly going to be leaving. Spoiler alert, I didn't leave. And I took a class right here in the Innovation Hub called Innovation by Design with Wes. If you haven't taken it, definitely take it. It changed my life. And from this class, I learned that I can kind of create things, and I can do art, and I can do technology, and I can do research, and I can do ethics and human behavior, and I can make a career out of that. And that was something that I really had no idea was possible before taking that class. So I sat down with my very good friend Jordan on October 20th, 2021. She walked me through how I could switch my major to ICT and start to learn technology and communication and these other things in 2 years, which I did, and it was the best decision I ever made to stay. And Wes introduced me to the Hub and to this new major and to this new school, which completely changed the trajectory of what I would be doing in college and in my life. So then in junior year, I started to tap more into my creative interests and combine them with technology. I took a lot of innovation courses, and I touched code for the very first time in my life. That was literally last year, was when I first started to do that, which is kind of crazy to think about now. It's never too late. I also made room for a lot of random exploration, which I think is super valuable. So I took a Hebrew class. Even right now, I'm still exploring. I'm taking a women's self-defense course, doing all kinds of random things to also help fill my time. I also was able to get a grant to do an art exhibition on the social effects of technology, which was what I was interested in at the time, and that was housed right here in the Innovation Hub. You can see some of the art pieces that I had. I did a lot more cookie decorating, as you can see here, and just settled more into FSU, into the Innovation Hub, learning how to create and combine my interests and work with mentors along the way. And then, after getting 47 internship rejections, I got one yes, which was to work at Universal as a digital content innovation intern. And while I was there, I learned what I love, which is physical and digital design, and what maybe I don't love so much, which is the marketing side of that. But it was an invaluable experience. This was actually the first animation and digital design project that I got to do while I was there. Super simple, it was just on a magnet, but I was really proud of it. At the time, I was like, whoa, this is really cool. So I did that and honed in on augmented reality. I got to ride a lot of roller coasters, met more interesting people, and learned that maybe I wanted to take this art, design, technology stuff and do it in an entertainment space and work in roller coasters or in themed entertainment in some way. And that was what that experience taught me. And then going into senior year, I started working at the Innovation Hub and worked on some projects here and also started to do social AR development for Snapchat. So if you guys have Snapchat, you can actually scan these QR codes right here and see what we did for Valentine's Day. Some of the filters that we created, along with Purna, wherever Purna is. Yeah. And I also met some of the best people that I've ever met here. The community has just been absolutely amazing, and it's so collaborative. Every single time I have a question, if I'm starting a new project about technology, I'll just go into the Fab Lab and ask someone. And everyone's just really supporting each other here. So if you haven't worked in the Innovation Hub doing projects at all, I would definitely recommend you do that and just ask people for help, because everyone is always here to help and be creative. So I also honed in more in digital fabrication, figuring out how to do more art and technology together. I started by just printing some Survivor puzzles because I love Survivor. I made a little mushroom house that you can see at the front there. This is a art project I did for a digital fabrication course where I did some woodworking and laser cutting and 3D printing as well. Laser cutting, more of that, and then right now I'm actually learning a new program to be able to do motion tracking, which is called Touch Designer. So I'm going to create an art project that's going to be able to track people's motions and then make waves as they do that. So that's what I'm learning now. So my journey in sum started basically in crisis mode. And then I watched a documentary that kind of changed the whole trajectory of what I was going to do. It was just a random thing I watched. And then I met a bunch of amazing mentors who taught me some great things, introduced me to some new places like the Innovation Hub. And now I'm here at the end of my senior year, which is pretty crazy to say, and I still don't totally know what I'm doing, but I'm not afraid of those new things anymore. At the beginning, I was so scared to learn technology or to touch code, but now I know that if I need help, I can just ask people. I can reach out to people on LinkedIn. I can talk to mentors, and I'll figure it out along the way, and I'm not so afraid anymore. So what are my takeaways? Well, now I gotta get out of here again. I don't really know what I'm doing, and this time I'm bittersweet to get out of here, but what are my takeaways? So don't be intimidated by the things that interest you. Again, if something is sparking your interest, go for it. You're gonna fail. That's just part of it. I was so scared of failure at the beginning, but now I'm not. When you're learning new things, you're going to fail. But it's just gonna help you along the way and be a bump in the road that will help make your project successful in the end. So go for it. Next, find places and people that push you. If you're comfortable, you're probably not learning. So every single time I come into the Innovation Hub, when I'm doing a new project or I'm talking to people, learning new things to do, I'm always a little uncomfortable because I know that I don't really know what I'm doing. But in the end, I always learn more, and I always figure out more about what I'm going to be doing next professionally and academically. And lastly, say yes, try random things, and see where they take you. This all started because I took a random class with Wes when I had a credit to fill in my schedule, and when I watched a random documentary. So say yes to all of those experiences because you never know where they will take you. Thank you. Are there any questions? Yes?
Where do you see your next step?
I don't know. I've been applying to jobs, and just like I was applying to those internships last year, I got 47 rejections. So far, I'm on 17 rejections, so I'm not quite at that level yet. But I'm going to keep applying to jobs in the augmented reality space, design space, themed entertainment space, things that kind of blend those elements. And I don't know if there's an exact job title for that, but some sort of step that will take me in that next direction, hopefully. Yes, Wes?
What's a personal project that's coming up next for you?
So a personal project that's coming up next is kind of what I talked about with the motion tracking. So I'm in a class right now called Digital Fabrication, where I'm going to be exploring the impacts of technology again. So I'm going to take an old computer monitor and I'm going to hook it up to a program that I'm going to make in Touch Designer that's going to kind of follow the user when they walk in front of it, like surveillance eyes almost. So I'm working right now to figure out how to use Touch Designer, which is the new thing that I'm learning. Cool. Oh, yes.
What was your favorite project?
My favorite project? This isn't directly a technology project, but my favorite project has really just been cookie decorating, which doesn't sound relevant, but it is entirely relevant because throughout cookie decorating, I've learned so much about design, which I've been able to translate into creative coding and creative technology projects. So it's been an art outlet that's also taught me a lot about color, design, and texture and all of that. Yes?
How do you make the time to do like everything that you want to do? Is it like cookie decorating, but also doing things in regards to like coding, developing things, and everything? How do you make that time?
First, I would say time management. Making a list and just checking things off, but also making sure that you're doing things that you actually enjoy. So if you're working on personal coding projects, make sure that you're working on personal coding projects that are fulfilling to you and not just random projects to learn a program because it won't feel like work when you're doing it. And then also, I would say let go of things that aren't serving you anymore. So for the first 3 years of college, I actually also worked in a psychology research lab. And did a lot of random stuff, and it was just too much. So I decided to let it go. And it felt like a failure at the time that I was just going to end it before graduating and I wasn't going to work there anymore. But it was the best decision I ever made because I had more time to work on the projects that were more fulfilling to me and better for my future. Thanks, guys. Enjoy your pizza.
Can we give her a bigger round of applause?